Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome to another MAMJ Let's Play of 999. Now when we left off, bad things happened. We got all our bracelets taken because we were murdered by Clover. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to another ending today, but we are on the track to get the knife ending is what we're going to do. There's two more endings that actually can happen. There's a knife ending and then the safe ending, and then there's the coffin and the true ending, I believe. So the coffin and the true are one and the same. It's like if you get one of them, then it'll... if you're on the right path, then you'll go ahead and get the true ending as well, which is why I haven't done the coffin one yet. But we're gonna do the knife ending, and a lot of the requirements for the knife ending and the safe ending are very similar. So I'm gonna try and play like a regular episode, or like a regular short episode, like 25-30 minutes or so. And then next time I'm hoping I can get both of those endings in one video. But we'll see how things go. Right now, I need to go through door 6. Okay, I wanna go through door 6. Junpei flipped open the piece of paper. I know, of course he did, because he makes it happen all the time. I really wish I could skip all this because it's just kind of like the same thing, even though the text is the same. Okay, there's not enough people to open number door, so they're gonna have to group up together, right? Let's see, Junpei and I want to go through door 6, but our digital route is 5. If we're gonna open that door, we need a 1. What are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do? Junpei crossed his arms and did his best to put his thoughts in order. The others followed suit, but with little result. Eventually, Clover broke the silence. Why don't Seven and Lotus go through door 1? With me? Her face was cold and flat, as was her voice, but her logic was sound. Seven and Lotus looked at each other. The first problem resolved, Ace spoke up. What about me? Isn't that obvious? Wasn't one of the teams just complaining that they didn't have a 1? You mean, I should join Santa's team? Clover nodded, her face still cold and emotionless. Her attitude and posture could not have been more different than the energetic girl of only a few hours before. No one seemed ready to contradict her. Her response was understandable, given the horrible situation she was in, which she found herself, but even so, I understand. I'll go through door 6 then. If we do as Clover suggested, we can all pass through a numbered door. No one will be left behind. This seems to be the most reasonable solution. Seven, Lotus, what do you guys think? I don't have any problem with it. Me either. Alright then, we're good to go. At last, Junpei and the other 6 had managed to separate themselves into 2 teams. Clover, Seven, and Lotus headed to A deck, where door 1 was, near the main staircase. Junpei, June, Ace, and Santa, however, took the elevator to E deck. I remember this one being a really hard puzzle to solve. The ride to E deck was a silent one. Alright, let's go. Santa's words jolted them to action, and they stepped out of the elevator into a long, straight hallway. Before long, they arrived in front of door 6. One by one, they put their palms over the red. With the soft electronic noise, it authenticated each of them. Alrighty then. The door opened, and all at once, the 4 of them leapt through it. Fortunately, the dead was located easily enough. This one had been placed quite close to the door they entered through. They gathered around it quickly and hurriedly placed their palms on it for authentication one by one. It stopped. Yes, it stopped. The countdown had ceased, but Junpei's heart was still pounding in his chest, like a frantic, thunderous drum. It felt as though it might shake itself up and out of his throat. He'd been through doors 3 times before, but repetition had not dulled the experience. He was not anxious to find it dulled, however. He hoped to be free of the ridiculous game long before that happened. Alright, let's go. With that attempt at good humor, Junpei took a deep breath and began to walk. He jogged down the stairs at the end of the hallway, then found himself staring at a large door. It was a heavy thing, made of iron, and a little more, than threatening. Let's see. He took hold of the bar and that served as a doorknob and shoved it down. The room beyond stopped him in his tracks. It was gargantuan and made entirely of metal. None of the accents of wood or tile he'd seen on the rest of the ship. This room was purely functional, but utterly tremendous. Whoa, what the hell is this? Santa got out a few words before all stole the rest from him. The rest were too stunned to offer anything more than gasps. It was easily the largest room they'd seen, and yet it was somehow closed and oppressive. The ceiling was at least 2 stories high, if not significantly more. It was easily several hundred feet across, and appeared to stretch across the entire width of the ship. In the center of that gargantuan room stood a massive, rounded building. Even from a distance, the sheer bulk of it was oppressive. Junpei could feel the room, the building, even the air pressing down on him. Junpei and the others were standing on scaffolding that crisscrossed the whole area. The proper term was catwalk, Junpei thought, although that didn't seem particularly important. Alright, let's head downstairs. Nearby was a long iron staircase that made its way, eventually, to the floor beneath them. Yeah, I remember this place being huge. They moved around toward the opposite side of the massive building, following the catwalk. They hadn't said much as they walked, but as they approached the building, Ace suddenly spoke up. This looks to be the steam engine room. The steam engine room? Yes. That thing that looks like a cross-section of a mushroom is the boiler. Do you see the 3 round doors near the bottom? Coal is put into those and burned, which heats water, producing steam. The same thing that drives the steam engine. This one is simply somewhat larger. I see. Even if Ace was right, the boiler was boiling nothing as they approached it. The entire room was silent as the grave. Suddenly, Junpei heard a noise behind him. He turned, just in time to see June collapse to her knees. Hey, what's wrong? Are you alright? He dashed towards her and wrapped his arm around her shoulders to steady her. It was then that he noticed. You're really warm. Is your fever coming back? Yes, it probably is. But I'm fine. Please, don't worry about me. I just need to rest and I'll be fine. Her voice was weak and forced, and it said a great deal more than her words did. Junpei carried her to the nearest wall and propped her up against it. She let her head fall back against the wall, as if she no longer had the strength to support it, and drew a ragged breath. Her eyes were empty, as if she was having trouble focusing them. Oh, excuse me. And even speaking seemed difficult for her. Junpei felt his hand ball itself into a fist and clench tight, his knuckles whitening. He had to find a way out, and quickly. He turned and looked at Ace and Santa in turn. They might not have shared the depth of his emotion, but they certainly shared his concern. He didn't need words to express the urgency of their situation. Alright, let's get started. Hang in there, June. I'm gonna get you out of here real soon. She managed a small nod before leaning back to rest her head on the wall. Oh, this room. It's so huge. Yeah, also, I am curious to know what you guys' theory is about why June gets sick and has a fever from time to time, and then other times she's perfectly fine. 3 slots here. It's a square hole. Nothing in here. Ah, look at the back wall there. I can see 3 small slots. Terminals for some sort of connector, perhaps. You mean, you think we're supposed to plug something in here? Perhaps. Okay. I'd say this probably is here to move coal from place to place. It probably comes from over there. And then the belt carries it down the tunnel and out here. So, if the conveyor belt was moving, yes, the coal would almost certainly come out here. Okay. Got these, which they got nothing in them. I believe this opening is for fueling the furnace. If we were to put some coal in here and ignite it, then the steam engine might start working. It's certainly possible. Okay, where else can we go? Stairs starts from catwalk to the boiler. Okay. Let me get my bearings here. So where the coal goes, or would go if all three hadn't rusted shut. Okay, so the other ones don't open, which is good. Each of the open areas has a gear in it. Okay, there's a bunch of wooden boxes over here by the wall. I already looked through those. There's nothing in there. Okay, what about this? There's a pair of wooden boxes here. There's nothing in them. Really? Alright, what's up here? What's this? Given its placement, this must unlock the door to the left. There's a weird indentation on the top of this thing. You think that means we have to insert something here? Yes, I would imagine so. What's this? There's a thick iron door blocking our way. Okay. Yes. It looks like the exit. Okay, cool. Looks like this door slides up to the ceiling. Awesome! Oh man, Junpei, I can't believe I missed something so important. What's so important? Look at those stairs. Look at them carefully. That gap. That height. That angle. It's perfect. Perfect? Perfect for what? Whatever, just bring Clover over here right now. Tell her she needs to walk up and down these stairs. Huh? Clover's not here. What the hell is he talking about? That's a little weird. Look, Ace. It's some kind of snowman secret meeting. Those are just bags full of sand. You use them as counterweight when you're lifting something with the pulley system. Man, you're too serious. Okay, but I haven't collected anything. It looks like there's a door over here in this tunnel. The belt over there must deliver the coal, which is then picked up and thrown into this door. The door appears to be welded shut, however. Okay, the gear's rusty, but it looks like it's still pretty sturdy. What about this one? Same? Small door inside of the tunnel, it's welded shut and won't open. I remember not finding anything. This probably goes up to the ceiling, okay? Another gear. There's nothing on it. There are a number of these little windows along the inside of this thing. I think you're supposed to put coal in through these, but they're welded shut. I don't think we can get these open. Stairs. How do you get up there? I don't remember. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. These two columns are different from the others. The lights are red. Yep. 3 sliders on the left are down, but this one's up. Number of lines engraved in these. I suspect we were meant to do something rather specific with them. Junpei, why don't you move that slider down? Well, there's no harm in trying, I suppose. Nothing. Nothing happened. Maybe it needs to be prepared somehow. You're saying if we did something somewhere else, it responds somehow? Yes, I suppose that's one way of putting it. Okay, let's go up here then. One of the doors on the furnace, there's an A on it. There's a circular wheel in the center of the door. Alright, let's give the sucker a twist. Well, it's noisy, but it opens. And it's totally pitch black in there. We should, go in here. Alright, let's go. This looks just like the door we went into. Where are we? We must be on the other side, yes? Which would put us directly above the conveyor belt. At any rate, we should keep moving. There's a great deal we've yet to investigate. Sorry, I'm really coughy. I don't know why, but my throat just doesn't want to cooperate with me for some reason. There's a hole in the whole bunch of boxes in the way. I can't get through. Sorry, it's not going to prevent me from escaping this room. There are a number of boxes on the catwalk. I don't think we can go over there. Yeah, you're right. Looks like that's the pipe. The bottom connects to the conveyor belt housing. The coal must come out of this pipe, onto the conveyor belt. In other words, there must be a great deal of coal in that pipe. Can we just hit it really hard? Okay, let's go through door C. What's over here? Looks like a hand-operated winch, but it doesn't look like there's any way to operate it. That means the wheel isn't attached. Okay. Yeah, I remember this being super, like, elaborate. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, like, solve it in one episode, but I want to at least collect something. Okay, let's go through the B door. Alright, now what do we got? Oh, here we go. Alright, let's give this a wheel spin. What? That's weird. I don't feel any resistance. Gah! Ah, no. Okay, it came off. Awesome. That is wonderful. Good job, genius. You broke it. I didn't break it. It broke all by itself. It's alright, dude. Calm down, Santa. It's exactly what we wanted. Okay, so now we're gonna go through this door. And then we're gonna go over here. Back and forth like crazy. The hand-operated winch. Okay, there's no wheel to turn. Oh yeah, I got the wheel pulled off the other winch, don't I? Let's see if it fits. Indeed it does. Sweet, a perfect fit. Like they were made for each other. Not shaky at all. Good, I should be able to turn this now. Good work, Junpei. We should be able to haul up the wooden box now. You see? The wooden box. It's under the catwalk. Can you see it? It's hanging on the from the rope on the winch, isn't it? It looks like there's some sort of device in the box. I'm not sure what it is. At any rate, you might as well turn that wheel now. I'm counting on you. Alright, I'll turn the wheel. What's this? What happened? The wheel only turns to the left. It only turns to the left? That means we can't reel up that rope. Yeah, we can only let the rope down. Interesting. I don't think that'll be a problem. We'll simply need to go downstairs after letting the wooden box down. I'll be counting on you, Junpei. Sure thing. No sweat. Why am I doing everything? Okay. I believe the box has reached the floor. Yeah. He stuck his head out over the side of the catwalk and looked down. The box had only recently hung just below the catwalk, now sat on the floor. It had come to a rest near the end of the tunnel that covered the conveyor belt, near where June had collapsed. Junpei could see her, still leaning against the wall as if she barely had the strength to sit up. Even from so far away, it wasn't difficult to see that she had not improved. He almost thought he could see heat rising from her body. She doesn't seem to be improving. Ace's expression was inscrutable, but he'd said what they'd all been thinking. Well, of course not. She's not gonna just get better right away, you know? It'll take time. He tried desperately to convince himself that what he'd said was true. What would be causing this, I wonder? Illness, perhaps? Nah, it's gotta be exhaustion. Santa's response was confident and certain. She gets dropped into some weird ship, forced to play some messed up game. If you think about it, it's a lot weirder that we aren't freaking out, just like her, you know? So you're saying we're abnormal? Yeah. We're just running around this room solving all these puzzles like it's just business as usual. How the hell could you call that normal? We're just guinea pigs. Santa snorted in disgust. A guinea pig? You mean like a lab rat? You mean we're being used for some sort of experiment? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. But it does seem like a possibility, you know? They stood there for a few more minutes, no one speaking, until Santa turned and walked away from the winch. Junpei and Ace followed him. Alright, so we need to go back downstairs now. Should be easy enough. Well, maybe not. I gotta go back through the A door. Now I can go downstairs. Yes. Is that it? No, that's not it. It's the other way. Wait, what? Here we go. Control panel for something. Some kind of machine, maybe a control panel. Oh, it's got the 3 switches, okay. We know where that goes then. It goes right in here. Maybe this hole is where the control panel goes. Well, there's only one way to find out. In you go. Dude, you did it. Everything looks alright. Okay, but what do we do now? Why don't you press the button next to it? The orange one? Yes. Alright, I'll do that. Pushing! And click. Sweet! All sorts of lights are lighting up on this thing. And Oh, yes, I think I just heard something turn on. Oh? What's that? What happened? Junpei, look! The conveyor belt's moving. The conveyor belt? Well, I guess it's done moving now. There's still a bunch of coal on the belt, though. It looks like a bunch of it got dumped off at the end of the belt into that wooden box, where we found the control panel. Coal. Coal, huh? Since the belt started moving, it's transported quite a bit of coal. It all drops off to the left end of the belt, right where the wooden... Okay. Alright, cool. So now the coal's gonna go in here. Nope, not that one then. Oh crap, where's the one that we need? This one? Yeah, here we go. There's a hole that'll let us put coal into the furnace. Maybe we can get some coal in there and set it on fire. Okay, let's do it. Dump it all in there. Alright, that's the last of it. No coal left in the wooden box. And nothing. Great. Well, I guess I should have expected that. Why would just throwing coal into a cold furnace do anything? Ah, well, a man can dream. Junpei, explain it to me again. You're planning to stoke the furnace with coal, which will heat the water stored up in there and make steam, which will then drive something else. Am I correct? In other words, you want to generate enough pressure with the steam to power the turbine and drive the steam engine, right? Yeah, I guess that's the gist of it. Well, in that case, this isn't enough coal. This furnace is enormous, so we're gonna need a whole hell of a lot more coal than this. Very well then, if the three of us work together, we should manage to fill it much faster. I want to help too. Man, I totally didn't even see her walk up. Are you feeling up to that? Yes. Yeah, right. You look like you're one stiff breeze away from falling over, June. I think you better rest some more, alright? But no arguing. You need to rest so you can stay here. We'll handle this. Okay, I understand. Alright, time for some manly work. Let's get this coal into those furnaces. Oh yes, the manliest of jobs. I wonder why she wanted to help. Like, she's super frail right now. Man, this is a lot of work. Alright, I think this should be sufficient. Alright, now we just gotta light it. Junpei, hand me your matches. What makes you think I have matches? I see. Then, how are you gonna light it? Perhaps there's a device nearby that'll allow us to remotely ignite the coal. Let's take a look, shall we? Some sort of ignition device, huh? Close those up. We put a bunch of coal into the furnace. If we can get it to light, yeah, I know. Okay, cool, he closed it up. I think, if I remember correctly, it's this panel. Yeah, see, it's all lit up now. Is this? I think it might be. It probably is. I think this is how we ignite the furnace. That means that if we move that thing down... Alright, let's do it. Here we go. Hey, Junpei, Ace, look at this. There's big gears turning under the boiler here. What? The gears. They're spinning. What the hell are you guys waiting for? Let's start looking. What's this? Okay, there's one. Okay, so there's one on each. Gotcha. Silver gear. If we turn it 180 degrees, section of it that's hidden under the floor comes into view. Yeah, I know that. Okay, I think we might be able to get out of this place. Perfect. So now these go up here. Looks like this thing unlocks the door. There's a depression here that looks like it's the outline of 3 circles laid on top of each other. I know. Maybe if we put those 3 discs we found in this thing, well, there's only one way to find out. Let's stick them in. Huh? That's odd. Nothing's happening. Maybe you're, I don't know, putting them in the wrong places? Perhaps you have them facing the wrong directions. Perhaps you should rotate the discs to make some of the lines connect to one another. Well, no harm in trying. Okay, when the disc gets touched, it'll rotate a certain amount, okay? The white arrows touch the discs are switched. Please note when the discs are switched, the angles for the discs are reset. Oh my god, okay. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, is that it? Ah, got it! The red lines on these discs. I think maybe I can make a star polygon with these. Yay, we did it! Whew. We found it. We found the exit. Yes, the door is open. Given the circumstances, Junpei's happiness was certainly understandable. A seemed to share his excitement. Alright, Junpei. Why don't you go get June now? Santa and I will keep an eye on this door. Santa snorted. Why do we need to do that? Even if it's shut, we know how to solve the puzzle now. We could just open it again. Well, I suppose that's true. Shall all three of us go and collect June then? Nah, I'm cool. I'll let Junpei handle it. He seemed irritated by something, however, and sat down on the stairs petulantly. So, you're only interested in being contrary? Ace sighed with an air of long-suffering, with the air of a long-suffering parent. Alright, I'll go get June. I'll be right back. He gave a quick nod to Ace and Santa and dashed off down the stairs. Before long, he was back on the first floor, next to the conveyor belt and June. As he drew closer, she stood up slowly. Are you okay? He did his best to sound calm and nonchalant, but there was no hiding the genuine concern in his voice. Yes, I'm fine now. I'm sorry I made you worry. June blushed. He wasn't sure if she was embarrassed or still feverish. Just to make sure, he reached out and put his hand against her forehead. Good. You're feeling a lot better. She was feeling far less warm than she had earlier, but it wasn't down to what seemed normal to him. Are you sure you're alright? He had to be sure. June gave him a look. Oh, you're such a warrior, Jumpy. Oops, I mean worrier. June giggled. He wasn't sure if she just made a joke or not, but seeing her smile again made Junpei feel at ease. It was as if she was well enough to smile and laugh, then she really was feeling much better. He gave her a friendly poke on the forehead. Let's go. Go where? Oh, right. I didn't tell you. We got the exit open, so... Great! Let's go! June clasped her hands and nodded urgently. As they walked back toward the exit, Junpei noticed Santa sitting on the stairs. He was, however, holding something in his right hand, staring at it with a strange expression. Junpei and June slowed down and finally stopped in front of him. What are you looking at? Santa answered without looking up, his voice quiet. It's a photo. It's my sister. Sister? Santa, you've got a sister? Santa simply nodded. Yeah. Kiddo's cute as a button. June cocked her head, confused. She was only about an inch tall then. Santa glared at her. Sorry. I guess an inch is a little large for a button. Probably more like half inch. Santa didn't smile or laugh. He simply turned back to his picture and spoke. I was her Santa Claus. This sudden revelation took Junpei by surprise. He had no idea what Santa meant. He glanced at June, who shook her head. She didn't know either. Have you ever heard of the story of the two Santa Clauses? It goes that a long time ago there were two Santas. One of them wore white and the other wore black. The white Santa gave presents to good kids, and the black Santa played tricks on the bad kids. They went on like that for a while, but eventually the black Santa's tricks started to get worse and worse. Pretty soon, the white Santa couldn't stand it anymore, and he stabbed the black Santa to death. When he stabbed the other Santa, the white Santa got blood all over his clothes. And that's why, these days, his clothes are red. You could say that red is all that's left of the black Santa. Junpei was silent. He could think of nothing to say. June was staring at Santa, sadness plain on her face. He continued. I wonder, which Santa I am. The white Santa or the black Santa? Alright, let's go. Santa stood up suddenly, his downcast demeanor gone. He shoved the picture back into his pocket and headed back up the stairs, taking them two at a time. Junpei and June looked at one another. There was nothing they could think of to say. Hey, what are you two doing? Let's get moving. Come on. Santa's voice echoed across the room from above them. They nodded and followed him quickly up the stairs. Ace was waiting for them at the top. He was leaning against the handrail. Looked very tired. The door had shut, but it wasn't a cause for concern. Junpei quickly solved the puzzle a second time, and the door opened once again. In single file, they walked through. After walking for nearly 15 feet, they found themselves in front of a metal door. It opened easily enough, and they passed through it as well. A new room stretched out before them. Oh, man. Okay. Is this a warehouse? Indeed it is, and this is actually where we're going to go ahead and leave this episode off. I still feel like you guys got a decent chunk of a video, so yay for that. We made it through one room. We'll go through this room here, and then we'll get the knife ending, and I think that's probably going to be the end for that playthrough, and then I'll have to go back and get the safe ending, and hopefully it's not too short. I'm hoping it's not like a 5-minute long video, but anyways, we'll continue forward, and we'll see what the knife ending has to offer for us and our theories. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next MAMJ. Let's go. Why? Junpei's voice was flat and broken. Clover's response was cold. Revenge for my brother. He was forced into door 3 and murdered. We need at least 3 people to open the door. Who were the 2 that opened the door with him? It could only have been Santa and Seven. That's why I killed them. But why? Why did you kill June? Because she tried to protect them. She was in my way. She had to die too.